Eugene V. Debs was born in 1855 in the small Midwestern city of Terre Haute, Indiana, almost 1,000 miles from Northfield, Massachusetts, where Dwight L. Moody was born in 1837.
While young Eugene was taking his first breaths of air, Dwight was being converted by Sunday school teacher Edward Kimball.
The need for employment ended Eugene's schooling at age 14, where he became a paint scraper for the railroad.
During the time Eugene left school and started working, some life-changing things were happening for Dwight.
Dwight started his own Sunday school in an abandoned freight car after his recruiting overflowed the Sunday school on the corner of Chicago and Wells. The school became so large that the former mayor of Chicago gave him the hall over the city's North Market for his meetings rent-free.
Moody found himself doing more personal work among the soldiers in the Civil War. He was on battlefields on 9 occasions serving with the U.S. Christian Commission.
At age 26, Dwight started building what is now called Moody Church. He also became president of the YMCA in 1866. He helped erect the first YMCA building in America.
Dwight's first citywide crusade in America took place in Brooklyn and started October 31st, 1875.
While Dwight was busy with his crusades all around the world, Eugene was elected secretary of the Terre Haute Lodge of the Brotherhood of Locomotive Firemen. He was very active in BLF and was appointed Grand Secretary and Treasurer of the BLF in 1880.
Between 1879 and 1892, Dwight continued his crusades. His last trip was to England, Scotland, France, Rome, and Palestine in 1891-1892.
1879 to 1883 were busy years for Eugene as well. He got politically active by serving as town clerk, and in 1885 he married Kate Mansell.
Eugene organized and became president of the American Railway Union in Chicago, one of the first industrial unions in the U.S. The union conducted a successful strike for higher wages against the Great Northern Railway in 1894.
Later that year, Debs also became involved in the Pullman strike. It was started by workers who made the train cars for the Pullman Palace Car Company, who were angry by the 28% wage cut. The strike was an intense one and soon had 80,000 workers participating. Because Debs was the leader of the strike, it became known as Debs Rebellion. Finally, the federal government intervened because the strikers had obstructed the U.S. mail. There was an estimated $80 million worth of property damage, 13 strikers were killed, and thousands of others were blacklisted. Eugene was arrested for participating in the strike and spent 6 months in jail.
While Debs was busy striking and being sent to jail, Dwight had a large crusade in Atlanta and a roof collapsed on a crowd of 4,000 at Fort Worth, Texas. Luckily, there were no deaths.
Debs became one of the founding members of the Industrial Workers of the World in 1905, and in June of 1918 he made his famous anti-war speech in Canton, Ohio, protesting World War I, which was raging in Europe. Following his speech, he was arrested and sentenced to 10 years in prison. While in prison, he was nominated to run for presidency on the Socialist Party ticket in 1920. Although he received nearly 1 million votes, he was defeated by Republican Warren G. Harding. Harding released Debs from prison Christmas Day, 1921, commuting his sentence to time served.
Let's back up a bit. Kansas City, November 16, 1899. Dwight preached his last sermon on excuses, Luke 14:16, verse 24. He was very ill afterwards with what's thought to be fatty degeneration of the heart and died December 22nd around 7 a.m.
Eugene received a hero's welcome upon returning from prison, but years of confinement have robbed him of his good health, and he struggled to recover after his release. In 1926, he was admitted to Lindars Sanitarium in Elmhurst, Illinois, and died there of heart failure on October 20th at the age of 70.